Hey everybody, welcome back to The Way of Ramen. So as you can see, this is not a recipe or a how-to video. I wish it was, but this bowl of ramen just did not turn out like how I wanted it to. I could have lied to you and told you it tasted great, the bowl looked really good, but what I wanted to do instead is just document all the steps I did to make this bowl of ramen and then send it to some of my friends who are really good at making ramen and get their feedback on what they think I did wrong or what I can do next time. And after that, I'll make a follow-up video and kind of report back to everybody what I learned. And so this channel is for learning, not just for you guys, but also for me. I'm still a beginner too, so I feel like we're all in this learning together. Anyways, the idea I had for this video was to make a beginner ramen soup using just one chicken. Kind of my twist, my take on what my buddy Ramen Lord calls the new wave style of Shoyu Ramen. I'm breaking down a whole chicken here, and I think this might have been one potential problem that caused the not so great soup. Not the breaking down of the chicken part, but maybe because there's so few ingredients, I needed a higher quality chicken. I just picked up a standard bag chicken from the grocery store. It cost about 13 bucks, so maybe I needed something a little bit more expensive. Anyways, that's potential cause number one for my crappy ramen. Also, can I just say that I suck at breaking down chickens, so I'm actually trying to set up a live stream class with someone who's great at breaking them down. And we'll do a live stream on this channel and we'll all learn how to break down chickens together. I don't know what you guys think about that. Let me know. But back to the video. After I broke down the chicken, I knew it's super important to remove any organs from the carcass, so that's what I did next. They're kind of tucked away in this little crevice here. I thought I did a pretty good job getting them all out, but if you know of any other hidden pockets on this chicken that's hiding some kind of funky organs, please let me know. So after I finished removing all of the organs from the carcass, I got it rinsed under running water to get any leftover bits of the organs or leftover blood out of the chicken bones. I think this whole cleaning process might have been another cause. Maybe I didn't do a good enough job of cleaning it. I'm not sure, but if you know, please let me know. This is what it looked like after I was done. Next, I weighed out the chicken parts. I removed the chicken breast for chicken chashu, but the rest of the bones and the meat went into the soup, and in total I had roughly about 2 kilograms of chicken parts. So I decided to use a pressure cooker to make this soup. I got 2 liters of water into the pot for a 1-to-1 ratio of chicken to water, and then I added all my chicken parts in. Once all the chicken was added, I turned on the heat and had the pot uncovered, and I'm trying to get all the scum to come up here, so once the scum started to come up, I started to skim it off with a skimmer. And I really tried my hardest to get as much of the scum out of the soup as possible here. I even got like a wooden spoon and kind of jostled the bones around to try to get any trapped scum under the bones to come up to the top. And once I got all of that scum to come up from under the bottom to the top, I skimmed that off too, then I covered the pot and cooked it on high pressure for 30 minutes. So while the soup was pressure cooking, I got my sous vide station set up here to 145 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I salt and peppered the chicken breast. I went a little bit too light, actually way too light on the salt here. I needed a lot more salt, but other than that, I thought these chicken breasts came out really good for chicken chashu. Anyway, so standard sous vide things, I got the chicken into Ziploc bags because I don't have a vacuum sealer. And then I used the water in the sous vide station to get all the air out. It wasn't super hot yet, so I could do this. And then once the water temperature hit 145 degrees, I got the chicken breasts into the water and cooked them for 1 hour. Meanwhile, my pressure cooker finished its 30 minutes of pressure cooking, so I'm just going to let it naturally release here. And I think this might be potential cause number 3. Maybe something was wrong with my pressure cooker, like it was not clean or something, and maybe there's some funk under the lid. But anyways, while the soup was naturally releasing, the chicken finished up its hour in the sous vide, so I got it out of the hot water and into an ice bath to cool down. So potential cause number 4 here, again my pressure cooker. For some reason it wasn't doing the natural release properly or how I expected. I was waiting for an hour and a half and it still hadn't natural release, so I started to slowly let out the pressure myself. I'm not sure if being under high pressure for so long denatured the chicken to cause the funk. I read some things about that, like if you overcook chicken it can kind of get sulfury, but anyways. When I got the lid off finally, the soup looked great, but it didn't have a great smell. It kind of smelled a little bit sulfury, to be honest. But I skimmed the chicken fat off the top to use for chiyu, and there was a pretty good amount of fat, so I was pretty happy about that. And after I skimmed out most of the fat, I used another ladle to transfer as much of the soup out of the pressure cooker to another pot as possible. And I did it this way to maintain the clarity of the soup and not jostle around the bones and the meat at the bottom. So after I transferred most of the soup out of the pressure cooker with the ladle, I used some tongs to get the chicken parts out of there so I could strain the remaining soup into the pot. So at this point, I actually thought the soup looked pretty good, but it didn't have that bright, fresh chicken smell that I wanted. And if I tasted it, I probably would have known something was up right away, but I didn't taste it at this point. So I cut up 3 slices of the chicken chashu here, and I know I'm cutting it the wrong way. I'm cutting it against the grain, which is not what you do with chicken chashu, but whatever. It tasted really good, just under seasoned, texture was on point. And I also cut up some green onions. I wanted to keep the toppings really simple for this bowl. To put this bowl together, I wanted to do it Mike's New Wave style, so no tare, just shoyu and a little mirin. I did 30 mils of some fancy Japanese shoyu and a small drop of mirin and a little bit of lemon zest for acidity into the bottom of a heated bowl. I added 20 milliliters of the chicken fat. I should have tasted the chicken fat here too, because I would have realized it didn't taste that good. I cooked some noodles I had in the freezer. I can't remember when I made these or what I made these for. They weren't the best noodles for this bowl, but they were okay. And while the noodles were cooking, I added 300 mils of the soup to the bowl. When the noodles were done cooking, I strained them really well and then added them to the bowl and then topped it with the chicken chashu and the green onions. So honestly, if we just went by looks, this bowl of ramen actually looked really good. It just tasted terrible. I don't know, the chicken components did not taste great. The soup and the chiyu, there was some major funk, or what Japanese would call zatsumi. It was not a pleasant eating experience, and I was honestly pretty bummed because I had really high hopes for this bowl. I thought, oh, it's gonna be a great bowl for beginners, you know, just one chicken and water. But evidently it's a little bit more difficult than I expected it to be. So I got some input from some people about how I could maybe save this soup. And all of it required bringing it away from the New Wave style. And it makes sense because New Wave is clean, just chicken and water. Can't hide behind anything. And to fix it, we need to mask this. So I got a lot of tips to make a dashi stock, specifically with some fish in it to try to cover up the funk. So I got 500 mils of water here, some kombu, and some niboshi. I'm gonna soak this overnight on the counter and make a cold soak dashi here. And the next morning, I got the chiyu out. It kind of firmed up in the fridge, and I just got this heated up, and I'm gonna infuse this with some aromatics. I used some green onions, ginger, and garlic here. Just gonna fry this until all of the soup has evaporated out of the oil and the green onions are pretty cooked to the point where they are kind of look like they're gonna start to burn soon. And then I'm gonna strain it out, and that'll be my modified chiyu that I'm gonna use for this bowl. So after a night of soaking, I got the dashi onto the stove and then I heated it up to about 180 degrees and kept it there for 15 minutes. And once that was done, I took it off the stove for later. So this was the chicken soup. I had chilled it and got it cooled down and rested overnight in the fridge. It's pretty gelatinous because it was a 1-to-1 ratio with chicken to water. To my surprise, it had actually lost a lot of that chicken funkiness and that off smell and off taste. I don't know why, but resting seems to have fixed a lot of that, but it still didn't have that super bright chickeny flavor that I was looking for. That's the one thing I'm trying to get. I need to learn how to get that consistently. I've only got it in once. It was the first time I made shoyu ramen, and so I'm kind of like just chasing that high from the first experience. But anyways, after I got this heated up, I strained in the dashi into the soup and then got this heated up to serve. The dashi did exactly what I was supposed to do. It covered up whatever leftover funkiness was left in the soup. So dashi to cover funkiness is always a good idea. So anyways, to put the bowl together, I used 30 mils of a shoyu tare I had in the fridge. This is not New Wave anymore. And 20 mils of my modified altered chiyu. And I lost the footage somehow, but I also added 300 mils of the soup. There it is. And when the noodles were done and cooked, I strained them well and then added them to the soup. I cut up more chicken chashu and cut up more green onions, and I used those as toppings. And that was pretty much it. This bowl was a lot better than the one that I ate the day before. But it still didn't have that bright chicken flavor. Like, the funkiness was gone. Like, the dashi covered the funkiness, or maybe the resting killed it. I don't know. Whatever it did, it didn't have that funkiness like it did the day before when I ate it. But it just wasn't great. The toddy was also a little bit too sweet too. But if you guys have watched until this point and you guys have seen things in this video that I did wrong, please let me know. Like, leave a comment below. Say, at this number, at this timestamp, you did this wrong. You should do this instead. Or hit me up on Instagram. Or if you just have any general tips to best extract chicken flavor from chickens into water, please let me know. So you can find me on Instagram at Way of Ramen, or you can join our Discord server. We're talking about ramen making all the time, or other weird things in there. Link for that in the description below. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and thank you also to all the people that signed up for Patreon this past week. It's a lot more people than I expected. I'm kind of blown away by the support. Thank you guys all so much, and I have stickers being sent to all of you guys on Patreon, so you should be getting those soon. Alright, I'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully we can fix this thing. Peace.